Beyond the majesty of it all, there's something lying in wait. Beacon Pines is spellbinding. The best way I can describe this game is that it's like reading an incredibly compelling book. Bear with me. I know most people aren't buying video games just so that they can read, but it's an incredibly important component here. A visual novel would probably be the best way to describe this game if you were to fit it into a specific genre. But that's almost too on the nose for this. I always had an interest in this game based on its aesthetic. It seemed similar to something along the lines of Animal Crossing, from the fun anthropomorphic character designs. I was further convinced on this based on the way that their dialogue is a technical chatter sound that's specific to each character. Despite all of that though, it seemed like Beacon Pines was hiding a little bit of edge to it. When you start the game, you're introduced to a narrator, who's very aware of the world that you're entering, and they're aware of your involvement within the narrative that's about to play out. As you're shown the rules of the world, you're introduced to Luca Van Horn, the main character. He's a 12-year-old boy who's lost both of his parents and lives with his grandma. Going forward, he's going to be relying on your help, he just doesn't know it. As you begin to explore and learn more about how you can interact with and as Luca, you're introduced to the concept of turning points. These are spots where the game asks for your input. You pick up these little cards throughout the game called charms. Charms are words reflective of whatever action you took in order to receive said card. They come in handy whenever a turning point comes around, as whatever word you pick up leads to story consequences.
We were just gonna go chill for the day.
Additionally, the story's chronicle section allows you to go back and see what would have happened if you chose a different charm. This is the gameplay loop of Beacon Pines. It rewards your exploration with the ability to see more of the story. If you want to learn more about this town, if you want to save Luca from encountering danger, if you want to solve the mystery that's hidden around the edges, you need to explore, collect, and think creatively. You'll notice I haven't talked all too much about the details of the story that plays out in this game, and that's because, in the best way possible, Beacon Pines is like a choose-your-own-adventure book. Part of the charm of things like that is being able to form your own experience, see how things play out by yourself. Slowly but surely, this game draws you in. Its hopeful music swells in the background as you start your journey, and then the characters with vibrant personalities, complemented by their bright and beautiful art, tug at your heart. Then, when things couldn't be more sweet, this game just drops it on you. I won't tell you when or how, but there's a moment when you start this game where everything turns. I feel like I'm already saying too much, but I want to articulate this experience. There's a specific quality about the way Beacon Pines twists. When I got to the first twist, I couldn't contain my mixed shock, excitement, and pure anxiety. It's like getting to that first ending in a Goosebumps choose-your-own ending, everything going so horribly wrong so quickly, and there's just absolutely nothing you can do about it in that moment, because this is fixed. That's how it plays out. That's it. This is where Beacon Pines shows its strength in medium choice. Choose-your-own-adventure books are great, and Beacon Pines definitely takes its inspiration from them. There's a reason that your story is playing out in a book as you continue to influence events. You take action, and suddenly, when you pick back up in literal text, you're 3 pages ahead. With all of that in mind, Beacon Pines recognizes the limits of a book and excels where it can't. A book can't pull an aura of calm and happiness over you using sweet music and beautiful visuals, then choose just the right moment to turn it all around. Furthermore, something I've always found clunky in normal books is the idea of Mad Libs, where everything feels like it both has use and in no way makes sense. This game takes the concept of something like a Mad Lib and then improves its mechanics, making the game of that idea so much more engaging by telling you when a word has been used to its full potential, while providing specific areas that would present for multiple use cases. And making it sound more complex than it feels when it plays out, partially because that's just fun for me, but also because I think that the game deserves recognition in aspects that may otherwise just be taken for granted. Everything I've mentioned so far about this game is heightened by the fact that it knows when to throw you into the world of the game, and it knows exactly when to just become a book. There's sections where Beacon Pines just shows you text and has its narrator read those parts out. The screen is blacked, some music plays, but nothing else.
Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go!
In another situation, this would be something like a cut corner. However, to me at least, it feels like a place to let the storytelling just shine. It feels like a show of confidence in just how strong the writing is, that after showing you the beautiful, the sad, and the crazy that this world contains, this game can just go, yeah, sure, but let's dial it all back though and just let you feel this. The characters are great, and the writing sells it, but a particular shout out needs to go to the work that Kirsten Mies does in narrating here. Everything comes back to her. The narration, the way she inflects, influences the urgency at which reading, playing, or exploring occurs. It's such a simple thing, but it's so important. In a way that can be used to characterize most of what Beacon Pines is. The simple things, but executed splendidly. Thank you to Fellow Traveler for the review code.